Thank you to each one of you for being here with us today. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Akanksha Dutt, and I will be your host for today's program. It gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome this august gathering to the inaugural ceremony of the 29th International Conference of the Indian Association of Palliative Care, IAPCON 2022 at Jaipur. Palliative care. Palliative care is synonymous with comfort. It improves the quality of life of patients as well as their caregivers when they face challenges associated with chronic and life-threatening illnesses. The global need for palliative care continues to grow as a result of aging populations and rising burden of non-communicable and some communicable diseases. It is explicitly recognized under the human right to health. Thus, the theme for our conference, towards excellence and equity in palliative care, is very apt. Let us formally begin our ceremony with the national song. I would like to invite Dr. Somi Chaudhary and Dr. Deepshikha Jain on stage. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Shamala, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamini, Fulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Thank you, Dr. Shomi, and thank you, Dr. Deepshikha. I would like to introduce our eminent dignitaries present on the dais today. Our chief guest for this evening is Shri Vaibhav Galeria ji, Principal Secretary to the Government, Medical Education Department, Government of Rajasthan. He has also served as Commissioner, Jaipur Development Authority. Our patrons, Shri Navratan Kothari ji sir. He is Chairman, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Shrimati Anila Kothari ji, Madam, Senior Vice Chairperson, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Shri Vimal Chand Surana ji, sir, Managing Trustee, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Dr. Prem Singh Lodha, sir, Treasurer Trustee for Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Major General Dr. S.C. Parikh, sir, Executive Director, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Dr. Sushma Bhatnagar, Madam, she is Head of the Department Onco-Anesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, AIIMS, New Delhi. She is the President of the Indian Association of Palliative Care. Dr. Anjum Khan Jod, Ma'am, she is the Director, Anesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center, and Organizing Secretary for IAPCON 2022. Dr. Pushpata Gupta, Ma'am, she is Head of the Department, Anesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center, and Organizing Chairperson for IAPCON 2022. May I now request Shri Navratan Kothari ji sir to present a floral token of appreciation to our chief guest, Shri Vaibhav Galeria ji. I would now request Srimati Anila Kothari Madam to present a bouquet to Dr. Sushma Bhatnagar ma'am. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for doing the honors. I would like to invite Dr. Anjum Khan Jod, Director Anesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital, and Organizing Secretary, IAPCON 2022, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Akanksha. A very good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais. Good evening to all the distinguished guests from across Jaipur. And a warm welcome to all the people who have registered with our conference and are watching us online. More than 600 delegates across the world have registered for this conference, and this inauguration is being streamed live. Good evening, IAPC. We are humbled and honored to be given this responsibility of organizing this conference, the 29th International Conference of the IAPC. Can I have the slide changer? So this is, like Akanksha said, our theme for the conference is towards equity and excellence in palliative care. In India, we actually have a long tradition of care, of support, of comfort. We know that in 232 BC, Samrat Ashok had institutions very similar to hospice. We also know of stories from Gautam Buddha and a philosophy in which he said, if you cannot remove the disease, our duty is to alleviate it, to relieve suffering, and care for and comfort the dying and maintain as best as we can those beyond the capacity to cure. There are many stories told of that era of Gautam Buddha in which he took care of somebody, a lady who lost her young son. He took care of a monk who had foul-smelling, festering sores, whom the rest of the monastery had actually isolated. And the story of a particular deathbed counselor, the Kalyan Mitra. Buddha and his close disciples guided people through painful illness, through elimination on their deathbeds, akin to our deathbed counselors. Gandhiji's favorite hymn, Vaishnav Janto, spoke of understanding somebody else's pain, empathy. This is the tradition that we have lived with. Unfortunately, the tragedy today is modern palliative medicine is not available to most of us in India. The WHO estimate is that 56.8 million people need palliative care each year, and we know that less than 4% Indians have access to palliative care. Our hospital partnered with NHM Rajasthan and under the National Program in Palliative Care, sir, and with Mr. Iqbal Khan and Mr. Naveen Jain from 2013 to 2021, we've been conducting programs across districts, and we've covered all 33 districts. We've taught, mentored, and handheld counselors, social workers, nurses, doctors, ASHA workers, and it is a very good interaction. We still have WhatsApp groups. They still communicate with us. This is this nurse in Jhalawar. He's taking care of this very sick patient at home. This is home care. Today, where WhatsApp is so easily available, the whole country is connected together through national WhatsApp groups. And if I send a patient from here to Bikaner, I know that there is Dr. Rajkumar there, Dr. Khatri there, Dr. Yunus, who will take care of my patients. I'll draw your attention to this WhatsApp conversation. This is a patient referred from Bombay by Rajam Iyer. And she referred this patient on the national group to anybody who could take care of him in Madhya Pradesh. It was heartening to see this nurse from Jhalawad has responded, and he said, I'm available in Jhalawad Medical College, this is my phone number, and in our hospital I can give her free morphine if she needs it. So very heartening to see the response of our people we have trained. So the theme is equity and excellence. This conference has 9 pre-conference workshops. We had 6 virtual workshops today. One is at the moment being run in the hospital. We had 3 in-person workshops, one at Mahatma Gandhi, one at SMS Medical College, and one in our hospital. There are 34 main sessions in the conference, 40 international faculty, more than 140 scientific abstracts, and the Rajasthan Medical Council has honored this teaching activity with 8 credit points. So these are the registrations across India. There are more than 600 from across the world. The theme of Towards Excellence, we are teaching and learning about palliative care in COVID patients. A Lancet Commission report for India will be released tomorrow. Soumya Swaminathan ma'am of the WHO will do the opening honors. And Dr. V.K. Paul of the Niti Aayog will be part of the plenary session. He's going to talk about the NHRC's commitment to palliative care across the country. Sessions on cancer, non-cancer, research, and communication. This is the faculty worldwide from Canada, USA, Uganda, Sudan, Bangladesh, Singapore, Japan, and Australia. This is an example of the teaching workshops that we are conducting. This is, we know that in COVID, we will have to continue to teach virtually. And this is a workshop being conducted by the Feinberg School of Medicine from Chicago. So I strongly believe that we need to do something as a society rather than the government or hospitals. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. And my last slide is a quote from Konkana Sen Sharma. She says, a truly progressive society is one where palliative care is both affordable and universal. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction to our beautiful academic feast. I'm honored to invite Dr. Sushma Bhatnagar, ma'am, President, Indian Association of Palliative Care, Head of Department Oncoanesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, AIMS, New Delhi, to the podium for the presidential address.
Good evening, everyone. Respected chief guest of the evening, Mr. Galeria ji, Kothari Saab, Madam Kothari ji, Mr. Dr. Parekh, Anjum, Dr. Pushpalata ji, and all the dignitaries of the dais, my dear friends, and all the IAPC membership for whole of the country and the worldwide, those who are looking this and attending this inaugural ceremony. I'm really honored and I'm really happy. I'm happy because Jaipur is my own city. I belong to Jaipur. I did my MBBS and MD from Jaipur. Sanjeev is my classmate, and there are so many juniors, Anshu, Ashwin, and all are sitting here, and they are doing wonderful job. So this gives me immense pleasure and I really get overwhelmed whenever I am here in Jaipur. Today I want to congratulate Anjum that when we gave this conference, she was little worried that how we will do it, but she did a fantastic job with her team. Fantastic job with her team. The way she has designed the scientific program, the way she has contacted people, and it is very well coordinated, well organized, and I can say that is the highest quality of academic program till now IAPC has given in any of the conference. So I'm really proud of you, Anjum, Dr. Pushpalata, and everybody, those who are working in this team. So I'm really, really happy. Now, sir, I want to tell you something that for this, Anjum has said that momentum has already there in the Rajasthan. Now we will talk about Rajasthan only. So momentum is already there. People are already getting trained. There are champions in all the district and all the medical colleges. I can count in Jodhpur. There are people. AIMS Jodhpur, Medical College Jodhpur, Bikaner Medical College, Udaipur Medical College. And in Jaipur, there are so many champions in SMS Medical College, Ashwin, and in Mahatma Gandhi Medical College, we have started MD. So the momentum is already there. Now we have to, now you are here, that's why I'm telling something very particular, that we have to work with two-prong approach we have to make. One is that we have to work with the district hospitals and PSC and CSCs, which already Anjum has shown in a big map of Rajasthan, that they have already trained doctors and nurses. So now we have to make it as a sustainable program. And for making any program sustainable, we need two things. We need money and we need manpower. So money is already National Palliative Care Program. With the Flexi Pool, there is already a dedicated fund for this program for district and village, PSC and CSC. So we don't have to be bothered about that. And ultimately, all the champions in the Rajasthan, they can work together so that every patient in the Rajasthan, even in the periphery and the district, there is no need to come all the way if they are in the chronic debilitating condition. When there is no cure possible, the care can be provided at the PSC and CSC. The second prong approach which I am talking about, that all the medical colleges, it's a high time. I am telling you, medicine is incomplete without integrating palliative care concept in continuum of care. This we have understood. Many of the people, those who are sitting here, they have understood it completely. Unnecessary, we are filling up our hospitals with the patients, those we cannot treat. Unnecessary, we are filling up the ICUs. We know that this patient is not going to survive. Then also 50% or 20% or 40% of our ICU beds are full of those patients. These patients can be taken care at home or in the hospital in a different way. If they don't, we cannot shift them at home. Ideally, we should shift them home. We should create strong manpower in the periphery. That is what I am saying, the PSC, CSC. We have to interconnect everything. So when we train and teach them, we can confidently, as Anjum has given an example, that in Jhalawad, one nurse says that I can take care of this patient. So this is the way we can send them home so that we can take care of those patients, those can be curable. So for that, in medical colleges, we have to start postgraduate program. And I'm very happy to say that in India, although in 2012, Medical Council of India has recognized MD palliative medicine, 10 years have passed away. We could start only in 6 or 7 medical colleges MD palliative medicine program. So because there were so many pros and cons were there, that Medical Council of India inspection, it should be like this, and there should be so much of infrastructure. And so we could not start MD palliative medicine program very fast. So we have started DNB palliative medicine program. And within a year, this year, we have started at 5 institutions DNB palliative medicine. So we have got, we will get 10 postgraduate students from this India in various hospitals. So all the hospitals or the corporate hospital or any like Mahavir Cancer Center immediately can start DNB palliative medicine program. Plus, sir, this is my humble request that if you can make Rajasthan, all the medical colleges compulsory, that all the medical colleges, wherever the champions are there, if they can start MD palliative medicine program. So this will automatically, when a person will get MD trained, they will disseminate the information that concept of palliative medicine is required in continuum of care, and automatically we will be able to provide the holistic care and dignified end to the patient, those who are suffering in incurable diseases. So I just want to say that as an IAPC president, I can assure you that we don't have to duplicate the curriculum or modules, because we have already created curriculum for doctors, we have created curriculum for nurses, for social workers, for pharmacists. We have also created a curriculum dedicated, because pharmacists all over India, if you talk to the pharmacists, they don't know how to procure morphine, how to store morphine, and how to dispense morphine safely. So we have created a curriculum, and we are going to launch this first program on 27th of February. So any of your pharmacists, if you think that they should be teach and trained in that program, we are ready to teach and train that. We have started program for the nurses, dedicated program. Sister Hanife, she's sitting over here. India. So she is the, please stand up. So she's we should really honor her, this lady. She's an American trained certified nurse, and she's giving her voluntary time to all over India. And I miss, like, she has reached to almost all the states, and they have to, because you know nursing power is the biggest power, and we always underestimate nurses. If we will teach and train our nurses, I think all the programs are going to be successful. If you want to make your hospital pain-free, if you want to provide dignified end, you have to teach and train your nurses. So this program is also available with IAPC. So I can assure you, as a president of IAPC, that if Rajasthan, I think Rajasthan can take the lead, because I don't think that so many champions are there in any of the states, and there are so many champions. So I can, we can, and as a head of the Department of Palliative Medicine in AIIMS, which has been designated as WHO Collaborating Center for Teaching and Training Palliative Medicine all over India, also I can confidently say that I am there to help whichever way possible, because I am Rajasthani and I can do whatever possible. So we are in a very comfortable position. We have to just systematically, we have to make a team, and you know, every state, every district has a champions, doctors, nurses are available. We have to make a team, and sir, this team can work for PSCs, CSCs and district hospital, and for medical colleges. We should start MD palliative medicine program, so that we can create a lot of manpower for our hospitals and nursing homes. Thank you very much. I'm really honored and proud to be here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sushma ma'am. I'm sure each of your suggestions would add a lot of value to spreading awareness about palliative care if followed in India. Ladies and gentlemen, with utmost pleasure, I would like to introduce to you Dr. Atul Purohit sir, Director and Head of Department of Anesthesia, Rukmini Birla Hospital, Jaipur. Get ready to be captivated by his mellifluous singing.
Good evening all. Thank you Sushma ma'am for such a dashing and inviting sort of a lecture. I've been asked to sing something here. I come back to Hindi. मैं आप लोगों के सामने एक हौसला भरा गाना पेश करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. मुझे उम्मीद है आपको पसंद आएगा. It is just a 3.5 minute song and won't take a lot of your time, please. ये हौसला बरकरार रहे, ऐसा ही कुछ इस गाने में है. फिल्म दूर से. ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके. मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हाए दिल तो क्या. ओ ये हौसला कैसे झुके. रात पे कांटे बिखरे अगर, उस पे तो फिर भी चलना ही है. शाम छुपा ले सूरज अगर, रात को एक दिन ढलना ही है. रुत ये टल जाएगी, हिम्मत रंग लाएगी, सुबह फिर आएगी, ओ, ओ, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हाए दिल तो क्या, ओ, थैंक यू, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Atul sir. Thank you so much. What a mesmerizing performance. You do not need music. Your voice alone creates magic. Thank you once again. I would now invite Major General Dr. S.C. Parikh sir, Executive Director, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital, to say a few words.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The chief guest of the day, Dr. Sushma Bhatnagar, Chairman Sir, Senior Vice Chairman, Managing Trustee, Treasurer Trustee, Dr. Anjum Puspalata, consultants, doctors, delegates, and those delegates, national and international, which are watching this program online. It's our pleasure to host this conference in Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center. Let me be very candid that in this hospital, though it's a trust hospital, primarily meant for treatment, but there are two important things. Beside providing comprehensive cancer treatment to all patients, including medical oncology, surgical oncology, radiation, pain and palliative, and we have our diagnostic support, and some of the things are very unique to this hospital. Thyroid iodine ward is one of them, and there are so many other things. If I start narrating, it will take a lot of time. We are not having BMT, which we will be starting very soon. After that, there is a need. This hospital started, sir, as a 40-bedded hospital. Then in leaf and frog, it developed. It was 200-bedded, today it is 300-bedded. We had 2 machines in addition, today there are 4. And still there is a waiting, so the management has taken a call to upgrade the hospital, and in next 2.5 years, we will have 2 new buildings, which will be something like 350,000 square feet construction, which will house the hospital in such a way that the cancer need can be taken place. Coming to the educational activities, this is one hospital, being a non-teaching hospital, have 15 DNBs today. We have 154 DNBs trained from this hospital, and now we are looking forward, as Dr. Sushma Bhatnagar had said, to start the DNB in the palliative medicine. We were a little late, madam, because the earlier you declared only MD, and with this being a non-medical college, the MD would have been difficult for us. And then we thought of starting in the anesthesia first, which this year we have taken anesthesia. We got 2 students, and now next year we will apply for the DNB palliative care medicine. Beside this, we are having educational activities in form of BMCON. We already had about 7 BMCON on most of the faculties, be it medicine, surgery, pathology, radiation. Our last BMCON was in 2019, and after that this COVID came. So we didn't have anything in 2020 and 21. But in 22, we had planned 2. We had planned even this conference, which is in association with the, is an international conference in association with you, madam. It was planned to be a virtual conference, but now since there are restrictions, it is on the this online mode. But we have planned a ortho-onconon, which was planned in the month of April, but we have postponed it because we are waiting for the things to be clear. So what I want to tell the Principal Secretary, Medical and Education, Sri Vaibhav Galeria, that we are taking part in all activities beside treatment. We are doing trials also. Now coming to the palliative care, we have OPD, we have 6 beds. We have 2 hospice beds. I want to just speak for 1 minute in that. In that hospice bed, we permit those patients who has consented and their relations has consented for the end of life care, and then we permit them any number of attendant. There is no restriction into that, and they can worship whichever god they want to, so that it is a peaceful way of passing away from such type of disease. The palliative department under the aegis of Dr. Anjum has trained around 400 plus medical and the nursing from across the Rajasthan. So the requirement today is again to have beds for these people. I will share you one incident that one day in the palliative care, we saw a patient, she was saying, and I happened to be there. The patient was given only analgesics, for which patient in a vehicle was brought from far distance, somewhere from Churu or Jhunjhunu, with 4 attendants. So for 2 or 3 tablets, they have spent thousands of rupees, and now if the champions are there and they are being looked after by the government, this kind of facility can be provided to them wherever they belong to. Thank you so much. Last, I want to say that the unique feature of Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital is cancer care, an organization being run by Mrs. Kothari. This organization looks into the financial, the psychological and social needs of the patients, and they are doing a lot of free shift. Free shift is our commitment also. Mrs. Kothari has also taken welfare projects, and DALF is one of the important project in which the children suffering from curable disease are taken. They are treated free of cost. Prior to that, they were not taking treatment because hardly they are coming from the poor families and they were not supporting. There are so many such programs. 7 total welfare program the hospital is running, and we are always in search of some new program where we are also doing a screening of cancer cervix and cancer breast. Thank you very much. I wish all the delegates a grand feast in this conference, and I expect and pray that we really provide the end of life care to the people the way it is deserved, like that song, रोता हुआ आया है तू हंसता हुआ जाएगा. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor to invite our patron, Shri Navratan Kothari ji, sir, Chairman BMC Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital and Research Center, to say a few words.
आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत। डैश पे बिराजे हुए गलेरिया साहब, मैडम भटनागर, मैडम अनिला कोठारी, सुराना साहब, लोढ़ा साहब, हमारे एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर फारिक साहब, पुष्पलता जी, अंजुम जो इस सब्जेक्ट की पुरोधा हैं। भगवान महावीर कैंसर हॉस्पिटल के बारे में कुछ तो ईडी साहब ने आपको अवगत कराया होगा, लेकिन एक ऐसी व्यवस्था है जो कैंसर पेशेंट्स के लिए बनाई गई है। प्राइवेट ट्रस्ट की संस्था है और जो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं बहुत अच्छे से करने की भावना रखते हैं। ये कैंसर केयर जो संस्था है हमारी, ये बहुत अग्रणी है काम करने में और पेशेंट्स की देखभाल करने में। अंजुम जो है वो जब से इंसेप्शन से ही इस हॉस्पिटल से आज 25 वर्ष हो गए होंगे हॉस्पिटल की स्थापना हुई, और आज भी उसका जज्बा, उसको मैं सलाम करता हूँ। ये डॉक्टर तो है ही, लेकिन एक फिलैंथ्रोपिस्ट भी है। जब मैं इसका कार्य देखता हूँ, इसको पूछता रहता हूँ, तो इसके मन में पेशेंट्स के सुकून के लिए और पेशेंट्स के लिए ज़बरदस्त जज्बा है। तो इसको अभी नई बिल्डिंगें बन रही है, विकास के क्रम चल रहे हैं, शीघ्र बीएमटी भी चालू होगा, करीब 3 लाख फुट माल नया बनेगा। मुख्यमंत्री महोदय ने उसकी नींव रखी है, नक्शे हम पेश कर रहे हैं। इतने बड़े काम में थोड़ा समय लगता है, वो बात अलग है, लेकिन ट्रस्ट की ये इच्छा है कि उत्तर भारत के अंदर कैंसर से रिलेटेड जितने भी मर्ज हैं उनका समुचित और बेस्ट इलाज यहाँ होना चाहिए। ये ट्रस्ट की भावना है और भगवान चाहेगा तो ये पूरी भी होगी। रुपयों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, वो भी आएंगे, मशीनें भी आएगी, सब कुछ होगा। अभी ये हमारी चौथी मशीन है, 5वीं के लिए बंकर रेडी कर रखा हमने। जब हमको लगता है कि पेशेंट्स को वेट करना पड़ रहा है तो बहुत दुख होता है। मर्ज का इलाज तुरंत नहीं हो तो फिर वो कोई अर्थ नहीं है उसका इलाज करने का। और इसको पैलिएटिव केयर को हम बहुत तवज्जो देंगे। जितनी स्पेस हम प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, जितने संसाधन कर सकते हैं वो करेंगे, पर इसमें दवाइयाँ की ज़रूरत कम है, इसमें तो मानवीय भावनाओं की ज़रूरत ज़्यादा है। जो सेवा कर रहे हैं या जो लोग करेंगे उनकी भावनाएं इतनी प्रबल होनी चाहिए कि मरीज को लगे कि मेरा अंतिम समय अच्छे से गुजर रहा है। पेन में तड़प तड़प के मरें वो ठीक नहीं है। मरना सबको ही है, लेकिन पीसफुली शांति से मरें। तो हमारा विशेष ध्यान रहेगा पैलिएटिव केयर पे। जो भी नई योजनाएं बनाएंगे उसमें अभी हमने एक ज़मीन का भी अप्लाई किया है, उसमें हमारा नर्सिंग कॉलेज बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा था, लेकिन किन्हीं कारणों से उसको बंद कर दिया गया कि उसको वो एक कॉमर्शियल एक्टिविटी मान करके जो हमारा अलॉटमेंट था उसमें वो फिट नहीं हो रहा था कि आप तो फीस लेते हो, कॉमर्शियल हो गया ये, तो फिर हमने बंद किया उसको। लेकिन अभी हमको 17-18 हज़ार गज ज़मीन मिलने की और संभावना है। वापस नर्सिंग कॉलेज चालू करेंगे और वहाँ भी पैलिएटिव केयर के लिए विशेष व्यवस्था हम करेंगे कि जिनके साधन नहीं हैं, घर में कोई सेवा करने वाले नहीं हैं, बच्चे बाहर गांव में रहते हैं, तो ऐसे लोगों की सेवा करना हमारा धर्म, हमारा कर्तव्य और हमारा ईमान है। क्यों? सारी व्यवस्थाएं सेवा के लिए बनी हुई है। ये तो नॉन प्रॉफिट मेकिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। ट्रस्टी तो कोई 100 रुपया भी यहाँ से ले जा नहीं सकते। भावना ट्रस्ट की यही रही है, आज भी उसी पे हम कायम हैं और भविष्य में भी हम इसको सर्वश्रेष्ठ अस्पताल बनाने की कल्पना में हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा इसमें इंटरेस्ट रख रहे हैं। आप लोग पधारे हैं और आप लोग देख रहे हैं, हमारा काम भी आप लोग देखेंगे। थोड़ा थोड़ा हमारे सब जो विभिन्न अधिकारी हैं वो आपको परिचय कराएंगे। आप खुद विज़िट करें, देखें काम क्या हो रहा है, हॉस्पिटल किस तरह से चल रहा है, तो आपको सत्यता के दर्शन होंगे कि हॉस्पिटल कैसे चल रहा है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबको यहाँ पधारने के लिए। वंस अगेन मैं आप लोगों को बहुत स्वागत करता हूँ और आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Light is the most universal and fundamental symbols. Light is knowledge. It is creative force and cosmic energy. To make this evening a blessed one, I invite our eminent dignitaries to kindle the lamp of knowledge and wisdom.
वो पैलिएटिव केयर का ऐसे ही डायरेक्शन था, उन्होंने बोला वंदे मातरम पहले और ये अकॉर्डिंगली वी आर डूइंग.
Thank you, our eminent dignitaries. We are very pleased to have Shri Vaibhav Galeria ji, Principal Secretary, Medical Education Department, Government of Rajasthan, with us today as our chief guest. May I request Sir to share his thoughts with us?
Honorable Shriman Navratan ji Kothari साहब, प्रेमचंद जी सोना साहब, मैडम कोठारी, मैम सुषमा भटनागर जो एम से हमारे बीच में हैं, मैम अंजुम खान, मैम पुष्पलता गुप्ता, मेजर जनरल पारिक, and all the esteemed persons here in the gathering. Probably during the entire COVID times, there have been number of meetings which we have attended, but this is for the first time. There is a function, there is a gathering in which I have been participating. So it's a good sign that we are probably coming out of COVID and we can start this kind of academic as well as social gatherings. And fortunately, this gathering or this conference is for a very important and a very relevant topic, which is palliative care medicine. Having, I had one of my friend whose wife was suffering from cancer and she unfortunately passed away years back. And I had seen her in her last days, very closely the kind of pain she suffered, and Kothari ji ko main batana chahunga, she got her palliative care treatment in your hospital. So I had seen those sufferings, and I have seen the kind of comfort, or at least some level of comfort, this palliative care treatment can provide to such patients. And that brings me to the point, and that's the reason I actually accepted this invitation when Dr. Anjum came to me that we would like you to come over and I could recollect those memories, and I said definitely I would love to come and really understand. And as Principal Secretary looking after the department, it's very relevant for me and important for me to really understand from the practitioners regarding the importance and how to carry this sector forward in the entire state. Normally, the palliative care is associated with cancer, and mostly the cancer patients are the ones who get into that terminal stage. But having said that, I was just discussing with Dr. Pushlata ma'am, and not only cancer, but there are many other ailments related to maybe kidney, maybe heart or others, wherein this care becomes really important. And as government, we need to look at this scenario where when it was shared that a nurse in Jalawad was willing to give care to somebody who is in the terminal stage, or a patient coming all the way from Churu or somewhere to Jaipur to just get some little medicine which could have been possibly given in that district itself, and the discomfort that the patient had to face for traveling all the way from that district to Jaipur, maybe around 200 kilometers, could have been avoided. So definitely this is a very important branch, and we have been trying in the government also to increase number of medical colleges where this palliative care is functional as a separate department. Until now we have this department in Jaipur and in Bikaner, the two places where there is a very effective and functional onco department. But now we have been trying, and I hope state government in finance and Honorable CM will be kind enough to extend this palliative care department and specialties in other medical colleges as well. I would like to share a few of the steps that government is taking in the field of cancer care. Obviously, Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital has been doing tremendous work in the field of cancer care, and anybody who suffers from this disease, first thing that comes to his mind is to come over to Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital, Jaipur, and then the patient feels that he will be getting the best of the possible treatment. In government, we have started State Cancer Institute in Pratapnagar in Jaipur. At the moment, the hospital has been made functional, but there are certain additional infrastructure that needs to be created. We are in the process of putting up a LINAC. We are in the process of putting up PET-CT there. We have gamma camera, and at the moment, minor surgeries are also being performed. But the vision that we have is that all kind of cancer facilities will have to be provided at one place, the way Bhagwan Mahavir Hospital is providing. And we would, in due course of time, shifting all kinds of cancer treatment facilities that are available in SMS hospital. It may be radiotherapy, it may be medical oncology, it may be oncosurgery. All facilities will be shifted to State Cancer Institute in Jaipur, and this will, in government sector, become that one-stop shop wherein anybody who is suffering from cancer, he wants to come, get best of the treatment in government sector, he will get it there. Government is also in the process of setting up a regional cancer center in Jaipur, which was declared in last year's budget. The land has been identified. Hopefully next month the work will start. And in a year's time, we'll start that regional cancer center in Jodhpur as well. We also are doing a tertiary cancer care center in Jalawad. Work is on. Another tertiary cancer center in Bikaner. So number of works are being done in government as well. And in terms of palliative care, as I shared, we are doing palliative care in Bikaner and Jaipur as a department. In Jaipur, we'll be starting PG course, as Dr. Pushpalta was just saying. And in other places also, I will definitely explore, ma'am, what you had suggested. And we'll see what maybe the DNB courses, or maybe more of PG in palliative care can be started in various medical colleges. That will definitely be a good step. Having said that, what Bhagwan Mahavir Hospital is doing with NHM is another very good example of, private expertise partnering with the government outreach. And with that, if we have around 300 plus doctors or nursing staff who have developed some expertise to take care of patients in terminal stages and providing them the due comfort right there in their place, I think this is another noble effort which we would like to carry forward. And maybe with Bhagwan Mahavir or with SMS, we will see how it can be done. But because we are now converting all our district hospitals into medical colleges, so we can definitely start this activity in a much bigger way. We can definitely reserve some beds, and also we can train our few of our doctors and nursing staff in each of the district hospital who will in due course be part of the medical college setup in that district to take care of the palliative care and the terminal diseases. So I think it's a good learning for me also, having interacted with all of you and having learned some things, and I think that will help me in developing palliative care in various medical colleges of the state. Thank you all. Thank you, Anjum, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I'm sure with your vision, palliative care would be integrated not only with cancer but with other branches of medicine too. I would now like to invite Dr. Pushpita Gupta Madam, Organizing Chairperson, IAPCON 2022, and Head of Department, Anesthesia, Pain and Palliative Care, to deliver the vote of thanks.
It is not the joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. Good evening, all. Today I feel privileged to express my gratitude to each one of you present here. And on behalf of organizing committee, I'm of IAPC 2022 conference, I would like to convey deep regards and thanks to our chief guest, Shri Vaibhav Galeria ji, and for being here and taking time from his busy schedule. And thank you, Dr. Sushma ma'am, for being here and for her unflinching support in all the aspects. Thank you so much, Atul Purohit sir, for his creating magic words and with his voice. And I would like to take opportunity to express our gratitude to our patron, Sri Kothari sir and Madam Kothari ma'am, and our chairperson and VC Surana sir. Thank you so much for your great support, not only for this event but also for their generous support for our palliative care department from time to time and from best support to us. And they are supporting us in the form of cancer care also and for financial also supports. And words are not enough to express gratitude to our Executive Director, Major General S.C. Parikh sir, for his presence and continuous support to bring us best in us. I also take opportunity to thank for our trustee treasurer, Luda sir, for his continuous guidance and support. We are fortunate enough to have support from our different companies, Cipla and Fresinas and B. Browns also. Last but not least, that on behalf of organizing committee, I thank you, GetSet team, for their continuous support and valuable support and contribution towards the IAPCON 2022. Thank you once again, everyone. And now I request you all for kindly proceed for the dinner. Thank you so much.
We'll first have the memento presentation, please. I would request Shri VC Surana sir to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest, Shri Vaibhav Galeria ji. Sir would also present the memento to Sushma ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Pratima. Thank you all for gracing today's inaugural function with your presence. It has been an honor to be amongst such accomplished individuals. Thank you once again. You are all invited to dinner now. We would all first stand at attention in honor of the national anthem and then proceed for dinner. Sorry.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब